Well, a little bit weird to be playing on a Monday at noon. But first of all, I want to thank the students and faculty and people around our campus for showing up and giving us some kind of an atmosphere. I was really pleased that so many people decided to come out and spend their lunch with WKU volleyball. Really happy with our team, happy with the weekend. It's as I said before, I think that's a Florida Atlantic team that you'll see getting better and better as the year goes along. They're just so young, and in this COVID era, it's hard to be as organized as you'd like to be this early. But, having said that, coming off a convincing win yesterday, it's really difficult, as you've seen around the country, to bounce back and be sharp the next day. And I thought we were very emphatically able to do that today. So with that, I'll take questions.
Hey, Coach, Jared McDonald with the Daily News. If there was one thing to be critical about yesterday, it was the little bit of a sluggish start. That wasn't the case today with the first 7 points of the match. You guys hold them to 5, which is the lowest in any set in any match that you guys have played, I believe, since joining Conference USA. Held Charlotte to 6 in the 2017 CUSA tournament. But, what does that say about this group and, being able to come out after a convincing win, like you said, and, what does it say about the performance in that set to hold them to just 5?
Yeah, unless you're a coach, I don't think you can fully grasp how, difficult it is to get a team prepared to play coming off of a really convincing victory. And, again, I think that's showing itself all over the country, in these back-to-back matchups. And, it was something, in our program, I never hide from those things. A lot of coaches, they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to put it in their kids' heads. In our program, we kind of take things head on. And we just talked about it as a team. We talked about the challenge of being ready to play again. And, we talked about being locked in early. And then, we started in a rotation. To this point, our best servers on our team have been Hallie Shelton and Ashley Hood. And we started in a rotation where that was the first 2 servers we put to the service line. And I think that was really impactful in getting us off to a great start.
Hey, Coach, this is Nate Keyser from the College Heights Herald. So with that being said, you guys do get the sweep to start off conference play. So how do you sort of assess your first weekend of play, but not really weekend, Sunday, Monday?
Well, I think the thing I'm the most pleased with is what we're trying to do is learn from wins instead of having to lose to learn. And I think every week we're able to pinpoint things to be better at. And we've been better the next week, at those things, on a week-to-week basis. And then, I think we're just trying to build as strong a suit of armor as we can in terms of depth. There's so much uncertainty with what's going on with COVID that, your team could look drastically different in a week. And one of the things that I've been really, really pleased with is we've gone all the way down our roster in these matches, getting kids in the match. And when they come in, they're coming in and doing positive things. As Coach Stansbury says all the time, they're kids that are adding to what's going on out there. And that's really important. And it's really important. We hope to stay healthy throughout this whole spring, but we also understand that may not be the case. And if it's not, then it's going to put our depth to the test. And I'm most pleased with how those young kids that have come in have performed in their time on the court.
I know we talked about it yesterday, and you said, I don't think we can hope to hit that every day when you guys hit 452. 390 today, also not awful. 422 over the weekend, and 4 players, 3 at least 500, and then Paige right there too. Over the whole series, I guess, offensively, what do you think made you guys so good and so consistent?
Yeah, well, we're blessed to be a really experienced offensive group. It takes time to understand our system. It takes time to understand how to play here. And, a lot of these same kids that you see that are so elite with their hitting percentages and stuff right now are kids that, if you'll go back and look at box scores from a year or 2 ago, really had ups and downs. And so it's just, we're blessed that we've had, all that time we had in the fall allowed us to really focus in on some little things that maybe we wouldn't have had the opportunity to otherwise. And I think that's showing itself.
Coach, this is Nick again from the College Heights Herald. Just sort of shift gears. I'm sure that we'll talk about this Friday, but you guys are going to be going up against a brand new program at Conference USA in Old Dominion, and they will only have played 5 games by the time that you guys play them. So how do you sort of approach a new program like this? I know it's very limited for what you know, but how do you sort of approach that?
Well, I think it's going to be exciting. It's exciting. It's when you've been coaching for 26 years, you don't have many new road trips. And this one's a brand new road trip for me, just like it is for them. And, I think it's exciting to play somebody different and to see, Fred's done a great job building that program from the ground up, and looking at them a little bit on film. They're quite competitive, and he's done a good job of putting together a competitive group. And I know they're going to be really looking forward to playing us. I mean, they're new to the league, and we've kind of been the measuring stick over the last 5 or 6 years. And so I guarantee you they're quite excited and interested to see, where they stack up in terms of what goes on in Conference USA volleyball. So the challenge will be great, but I think it'll be a weekend that our kids will be really excited about too, just because, it is a first-time opponent in the league.
It's kind of tough to point out things that were bad for you guys over these last 2 games, but if there was something that you, immediately following these matches would like to work on heading into that Old Dominion series this week, what do you think it would be?
I still think we can get better as a unit from the service line. I still think, we talk a lot about, we don't want to be a great serving team. We want to have 6 great servers. We want everybody that goes back there and has the ball in their hand, because in our sport, the only time the game comes to rest and the ball is truly in someone's hands is from the service line. And you dictates, it's not that different. In tennis, the team that, the person that's serving has a huge advantage. And although it's not as big an advantage in volleyball, we want to set the tone on that point from what we do from the service line. And we have a couple kids that are doing it at a really elite level I'm real comfortable with. We've still got some kids we're trying to bring along. And, I won't be comfortable until we have 6 great servers going back there, because it's all about continuing to put pressure on people. And offensively, we're a team that puts a great deal of pressure on you. And so the only other time the ball is going across the net is when we're serving it. And so we want to make sure that we're a team that's putting a lot of pressure on people as well.
Coach, this is Hunter Smith of WBKO. Obviously you guys are undefeated and you've swept every team except for one, but you still won 3-1. Are you at all surprised with the level of success your team has been able to have this early in the season?
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm more pleased, because in our sport, again, it's very, very difficult to be, like I said, previously, when you win a set and then they start at 0-0 again, you have to stay focused from set to set, because you don't get that 15-point lead you built in the first set. You don't get that to start the second set. And so I'm not surprised, because I knew we were an experienced, talented group, but I'm just so pleased to this point with how our team has approached it, because the way that our team has performed, the consistency with which they perform, the way they're dominating sets right now has absolutely nothing to do with coaching. Because I got to go. If you notice, I go sit in a chair on the sideline when those games start, and it's up to them to be locked in. And, we can prepare them with that knowledge during the week, and I can give a great pregame speech and all that, but it's about those kids walking out there between the lines. And I think they've showed great maturity to this point.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks again, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll have student athletes in a minute. Go ahead with questions when you're ready.
Hey, Sam, this is Nick Keyser from the College Heights Herald, and you guys just finished your first conference series and sweep to start off the season. So first off, how are you feeling, and just how does it feel to have one Conference USA series under your belt personally?
It's given me a lot of confidence to definitely get in the game and to get a feel of it, because obviously with COVID, you never know who's gonna have to play at any moment. So I feel much more confident with that, and I'm just really proud of my teammates. I'm in all of them every day at practice, just how hard we work. So it's definitely deserving. We've worked for it to sweep them twice, obviously, and we're really great. So I love my teammates, and I'm just happy to be here.
Hey, Sam, this is Jared McDonald with the Daily News here in Bowling Green. Offensively, very efficient both games. You guys hit 452 yesterday, 390 today. 422 over the series. What do you think led to that success this series and, as on the season as a whole?
It comes down to, in order to get in system, to get good swings to hit that kind of percentage, it all comes down to our ball control players and our defensive players. So our coaches have definitely really focused on that in practice, playing small balls like free balls and tips so that we can stay in offense. And they're just always working really hard with serve receive. And obviously on the offensive standpoint, we put so much work into that every day at practice. So it's really paid off for us.
You guys, I got one. You guys get off to a very fast start. After the match yesterday, it was a convincing win for you guys. How do you stay focused and, I guess, stay on edge heading into a match like this and then reel off like the first 7 points, 12 of the first 13 and so on?
I think Travis just really stressed to us last night after the game. The first round that we're playing each of these teams, it all comes down to preparation. But then that second day we play them, it's more of culture, how engaged we stay in the game, and like how much energy we decide to bring. It's all like volleyball is just staying like mentally focused, like engaged in it. So it's a lot of self-discipline to really bring that forward to the next game the next day. And we did a really great job with that.
Sam, this is Nick again. I got one more thought for you. So, you said that you love your teammates, but what's it been like playing with this veteran group being a freshman?
It's way different from high school. It's they're all I look up to all of them. I learn so much from them in practice every single day. It's like, obviously my coaches, they do a great job of explaining things. They've really developed me so far this fall and spring. But then I can also just watch my teammate next to me and I can learn a ton just from watching her. So and they're all so helpful. They'll always help me out whenever I ask or whenever they see something that I could fix. They're always just so excited to help and happy to do it.
Anything else for Sam? All right, we'll be back in a minute.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you. You can take that off, your mask off. All right, we got Kayland Jackson here. Go ahead with questions when you're ready.
Hey, Kayland, this is Jared with the Daily News here in Bowling Green. Convincing win for you guys yesterday against this Florida Atlantic team, and then you guys come out strong in that first set, take it 25-5. And you score the first 7 points, 12 of the first 13, I believe. What was the biggest key in getting off to such a good start?
The biggest key is just stay locked in and focus. Travis, again, talked about the second day is all about the culture, and it comes down to how hard we play. And it's just staying mentally engaged because it's hard to play the same team day, first day and second day. You see it all over the country right now. A team will win one night and they'll lose the next. So it's really just about mental preparation and trusting your teammates around you. And I think we did a really good job of trying to focus in on that aspect of the game.
Hey, Kayland, this is Nick Keyser from the College Heights Herald. I asked Travis about this, but you guys are going to be going up against a brand new program coming up next week. And so, what's it like going up against a new foe, I guess, in the conference, and just how do you sort of assess that?
I think we just go into it with a mentality of we have to focus on ourselves and our side of the court and make sure we're ready and prepared, because obviously this is a new team. They're a new program. We have no idea what they're going to throw out there. What I've heard is that they're really good. They're a solid team. So it's very exciting, and it's just great to have another team to play in Conference USA. So it's going to be a really fun experience.
You guys were very efficient offensively this weekend, hit 422 over the 2 games, only 12 attack errors on 161 swings. And you personally had the highest hitting percentage on the team over the 2 games. I guess, what did you see that led to all that success offensively, specifically in these 2 matches?
Definitely offense comes from defense, floor defense, and how well our ball controllers control the ball and getting Nadia in a great position, and then Nadia putting us in a better position. Every touch that you have on the ball, you want to try to better the last touch that the person before you took. And our team is just doing a phenomenal job defensively, just flying around. Nadia puts us in great positions, and we practice really hard on taking care of the ball and not making hitting errors. So I think that the hitters did a really good job this weekend. I'm proud of us because we've really been focusing on it a lot in practice.
Kayland, this is Nick again. I got one more thought for you. Sorry, Hunter.
No, you're good.
But, you guys have, freshmen on your team, and we just spoke to Sam. So what's it like kind of having Sam playing those valuable minutes and sort of giving her that kind of teaching moment like every now and then?
It's amazing just to see. I mean, I think about where I was as a freshman. I was playing in a position that I came in and I wasn't even supposed to play that position. And just having the seniors that helped me, now I can be that senior that helps them. And it's just a great culture that we have here. We just all want to, help each other do the best that we can do. Because at the end of the day, when we win, that's for all of us, no matter who's on the court. We all get a ring. So, I mean, we just had to focus on helping each other, and that's what really helps our team thrive.
And then Kayland, this is Hunter Smith from WBKO. What would you kind of credit the team's credit the team's success so far through this part of the season?
I would 100% say culture, because it's really hard in this COVID era. You can slip and make excuses, and Travis has really just driven that into us that we can't make excuses. We need to be grateful to play this game every day, because there's some people that, aren't even playing volleyball right now. They got their seasons canceled. So I think we're all just super happy to be here, and it's been so long, and we're just falling in love with the game again.
Kayland, Jared with the Daily News. You and Sam, you keep mentioning the culture. You've been here for a while now as a senior. That first set, you hold them to 5. That, I believe, is the fewest in a set in any match since Western Kentucky has joined Conference USA, at least, possibly before then as well. You've had a lot of success here. The team's had a lot of success, but what does that mean to you to, be able to play like that?
It's really an amazing experience to be able to do that. It's a very, very hard thing to do in the game of volleyball, because in volleyball, you make so many mistakes and it's just part of the game. So it just shows how locked in we were. And I'm super proud of the team. And I know all the seniors, just seeing where we come from and where we are now, it's just like, wow, we really locked in. And this is something that we're taking and we're putting on our shoulders. And we want Travis to understand, like, this is who we are and we're trying to make a statement.